Hi, everybody. Welcome to Vault IGN, our favorite Fallout 4 show. We hope it's yours, too. I'm Jared, and I'm joined on my left by...
Hi, I'm Brendan Graber.
On my right by...
Hello, I'm Miranda Sanchez.
Oh, and fast break, across the table from Miranda Sanchez...
Wait, it's me again?
That's right. That's how it happens. Twice. Yeah, there's only three of us here today. So, welcome to Vault IGN episode 15. This is the end of season 1.
It's hard to believe. It's been 15 years.
It is. Oh, that game review trope right there. Hard to believe. I'm trying to remember the last time I actually read that in a review. Do you remember? It's been a while.
Oh, I've read it too soon. It was
Really?
Too soon?
Yeah, I don't remember what website it was, but sometimes you start reading some reviews and you're like, oh, I'm gone.
So yeah, this is our
Anyway.
final episode of season 1. But as we announced last week, we're going to take a hiatus until DLC gets announced. Oh wait! Whoops! By
Wait a minute.
Stunning coincidence, and yes, we were as surprised as you were. Today, this very day that we're recording on Tuesday, Bethesda comes out and announces.
DLC!
Surprise!
There
Not
we
one,
go.
but three.
Okay, so first, just some in-show housekeeping. What's this mean for us? We're going to take a break until March when the first DLC comes out, and then we'll be back. So do keep us on your feed, please, because we're going to continue making these through all the DLC packages, and it looks like there's going to be a lot of them. But before we start talking about what's in that DLC, let's talk for just a second about... Brandon, said you had a shout-out you wanted to make?
Yes, I do. I have to shout out to a very special superfan of mine that I was made aware of last week. He's a nice guy. He lives with my parents.
Okay.
He's a dog.
Okay.
His name is Buddy.
And did the dog tweet at you?
No, I was alerted by my mom. She listens to the podcast, and when she listens to it, she has it on her computer. And whenever I am talking, he looks around and lifts his head up.
Aww.
That's so sad and cute.
You going to say something for him?
Yeah, I have to say to my fan buddy, who's a good dog, it's you. You're the good dog, buddy.
Oh, that's adorable. It makes me so happy.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
So sweet.
He's a good boy.
If any of the rest of you perk up your ears when you hear us, never hurts to let us know. You can tweet at us. It makes us happy. You know, it is a cool thing about working here. People do yell and scream at you and say the most horrible things possible, but conversely, you also receive incredibly kind messages from people and
Thanks
words of
for
encouragement.
those.
So thanks for those. And we're going to go through a few more thank yous here a little bit. Let's switch gears just for a second. Get back to that DLC that got announced this week.
I'm so excited.
They look like Hardy Boys covers.
They do look like Hardy Boys covers. That's awesome.
Hardy
Oh my-
Boys and the Mystery of the Giant Robot.
Yeah, the Far Harbor one. I think that one's just like, whoa.
Definitely.
That's rad. Is that like a skeledragon or something? I don't know what it is.
I don't know,
It's
but I
rad.
want it.
It's pretty cool. So, 3 pieces here. First one, Automatron. Is that how we're going to say that?
Yeah.
Automatron.
Automatron?
Automatron.
I like that.
Automatron?
It rolls off the
Perhaps?
tongue a little
Okay, so
better.
Automatron in March, so you can look for us here in March talking about that. Then in April, the Wasteland Workshop.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
About time.
Okay, and then finally in May, Far Harbor. Now, these are not going to be the only pieces of DLC, apparently. They're just the first,
It's the first bundle, or the first series, as they put it on their website.
The first series. I like that. It's very, very Downton Abbey. Series 1, Series 2. Excellent. So let's talk about Automatron. What's Automatron, guys?
You get to build your own robot companion.
Holy cow. Now, what's that mean for Curie?
That means Curie's gonna have some friends, but she's
Gonna have some more robot siblings.
She's got so I'm wondering if you can build synths, or if it's gonna be limited to robots that aren't intelligent with AI. If they're more
They did say there would a lot of be customization involved. So I can imagine like you get like a sentry bot, but you can like put like flamethrowers on it or whatever.
Yeah.
It reminds me a lot of the Skyrim DLC, Dragonborn. When you went to an island, there was this dwarven ruin, and they had these crazy little like puzzle gauntlet challenges. And every time you completed a challenge, a robot would show up, a dwarven robot, and it would follow you around like a companion. And then you would get better ones and better ones. So at the very end, there was like a giant one.
Okay.
So I wonder if it might be like the kind of like the same thing where you get to get these robot companions that aren't like, Curie level, or they're like, they have like huge backstories, but they'll be like little companions like dog meat that will follow you around and help you fight out.
Yeah, that's what it seems to be. And the photo they showed for it, they had a sentry bot. So we'll see. We have to go take down the Robo Brain.
So if you could build any robot companion to follow you around, if this thing were so powerful that you could custom design the 3D models and put textures on it and all that kind of stuff, if we're just shooting pie in the sky here, what would your robot companion be?
Bender.
Bender? Oh, that's great.
Bender
would be
Vending
great.
Rodriguez.
That'd be
Could
fantastic.
you imagine him in the Wasteland?
Yes.
How awful and wonderful it would be.
He would fit there perfectly. I think
Yeah.
he'd prosper. Honestly, I think he'd be
He'd
king
do-
of the world.
He'd do really well.
He would. Bender would prosper in the Wasteland. What about you, Brennan?
Can't top that. I would like just like a robot dragon dog.
Robot Dragon Dog.
Robot dragon dog.
Yeah. Okay. I don't. Is that Robot Dragon Dog? I'm trying to imagine. I think don't we have the top 10 dogs list or the top 15 dogs in games on IGN again right
We
now?
definitely
I
should.
think that's running, so I'm not sure. But I think I'm going for the most frightening robot ever designed, Maximilian from the Black Hole, which is a bad movie with a great robot in it. You ever seen Maximilian?
I have not.
Ooh, great robot design. His hands are fans, and he guts Anthony Perkins with them, and it's really kind of
Ew.
rad.
What did you have? What's his name from Power Rangers?
Huh?
The little robot guy from the Power Rangers.
I don't know his name. You say I'm about to show my
blanking.
age here, but
I'm
that
sorry,
was
guys.
My little brother watched Power Rangers every day, and I was like present for it, but it was not my thing.
I don't really remember. I watched it when I was super young. I just
Okay.
wanted to be the Red Ranger. My cousin told me no.
Why couldn't you be the Red
Because
Ranger?
I had to be the Pink Ranger because I'm a girl.
and then he killed a guy,
Wow.
allegedly. I don't
Oh,
know.
yeah, the Red Ranger?
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know.
I didn't know about
It
that.
was
like
like, I
a
think it was like
sword.
over. It was like over like a boating dispute or some weird thing.
I don't remember. It's like his roommate or I don't know.
So
Anyway.
that's
Childhood heroes.
that's Automatrons. That one's going to be standalone for $10. Then we have the Wasteland Workshop. Now, Miranda, you're excited about this.
Because I want a backyard full of death claws, and I don't have to spawn them in. I want them to. I want to capture them. I will win their hearts over. And they'll come to me.
There's going to be a Pokemon mod for this.
Can you give us a summary of what this actually does for the people who don't know
Yeah.
yet?
So Wasteland Workshop gives you more items. Specifically, it says to design and set cages to capture live creatures, including raiders and death claws and anything in the wasteland. And so basically, just more building tools, and so you can create kind of more arenas organically, I think.
So we're not going to see Tal for months when this comes out.
Probably.
Some kind of
He'll be
thing.
gone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wondered about that. I think Tal's still building things in Fallout 4. So giving him more tools is kind of terrifying.
There's also taxidermy, so that's important.
Okay, so you can stuff this. Are you going to have stuffed Death Claws? Will you
I don't like
stuff a
taxidermy.
Death Claw?
No, I don't like those.
Will you even experiment with it in the game?
No.
I will. My little pool table area in my house has the Brahmin skull and then the mole rat skull and then the Mirelurk claw. I want to get more of those.
Yeah, there used to be this. Somebody had taxidermied an opossum, and it was in the basement of my church for years for some
That's a odd
reason, like
place
in a
to put it.
closet. Yeah, it was just sitting in a closet for no reason.
Have you seen those really like weird taxidermy creatures where they like that fox that's just kind of like hunched over like a person, and he has like this really weird like just screwed up face?
No, this one was a possum, and it was like snarling. It was like.
Nope.
Just
Like
let the poor animals rest.
Yeah,
Let them be.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of taxidermy. I'm not a deer head on the wall kind of guy. I used to work in a place that had a bunch of them hanging up, and when the boss was gone, I put sunglasses and ball caps on all of them, and I got in trouble.
I'll
But
put a sunglass on my Brahmin.
he was pretty
skull.
nice about it, actually. He was a cool dude. But what's that?
I'll put sunglasses on my Brahmin skull.
I'd pay $5 for DLC for that. Absolutely. So, Wasteland Workshop. That one is that one?
It's April.
Yeah, that one's in April. Is that $5?
Yes,
for that one?
$5.
Okay, so
$4.99.
and then finally, Far Harbor, and this is the one I'm really excited about because
Oh, yeah.
so Far Harbor is the great big old world expanding DLC. Woohoo!
Can't wait. I mean, just seeing what Skyrim did for World Expanding DLC, that Island of Soul sign they put up was very nice. Had a ton of quests, a ton of just like hidden stuff that they never really talked about. There was like the exploration perks. There was the quest line. You got to reclass your skills at the very end of the main quest line. So I kind of want to see what they do in terms of like kind of high end. Like, where do you go from here if you're already like level 80 and you're already 10 out of everything in your skills? I want to see where it goes.
So Fallout's doing a kind of a neat did kind of a neat thing in Fallout 4 where the map had edges, but then some stuff turned out to be hidden outside the edges. But then there's still all these areas where there's no icons at all. So they've talked about new land masses. That's obviously going to happen. I'm wondering if we're ever going to get anything that sticks icons in those empty areas of the map, or if those are just kind of a no man's land. Do you guys, what do you think about that?
It could go either way. I would definitely like to see some expanding on some of the stuff that we couldn't only see in the distance, like especially that weird underground, like Bioshocky looking pipes that were off the coast. Like, I wonder if that's going to play into the DLC
Into
at
Far
all.
Harbor, yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like
Maybe.
it's like Far Harbor. Where could that be? Yeah,
Just like the southern edge of the map, after you go past the glowing sea, like
it just sort of vanishes.
I would love to see more of the glowing sea. Like it actually get really dangerous because it was kind of very barren.
Yeah,
And I was like, hey, you found a vertebra wreckage. There's nothing here.
Except for that weird place underground in the parking garage sort of thing.
Oh, geez, I'd forgotten about that.
Yeah,
that's
that's over
right.
there.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So this was this is apparently going to be a new Nick Valentine detective agency case of some kind. You're going to get wrapped up in. The price set for this one $20. I expect from the description we're getting of it, they're saying this is
25
the
actually.
25. Oh, I had 20 written down.
$24.99.
Oh, my apologies. 25. Thank you.
Yeah.
I had the wrong total written down there. Well, goodness gracious. So these are the first three pieces, not the only three pieces. They did say this is going to be the biggest DLC landmass we've ever gotten, apparently,
Yeah.
in a Bethesda game. So
And
that's
the
very
island was pretty
exciting.
big in Skyrim. So
I
like,
know. So this is going to
a
be
bigger
substantial.
island?
Yeah, pretty
And new
substantial.
settlements, which is exciting too.
Ooh, Preston Garvey's going to be like, hey, I know you haven't wanted me to bother you in a while, but got some settlements to tell you about.
I just like seeing him rub out. Hey, there's some more Minutemen. I need your help.
Yeah, somebody sent me a thing on Twitter this week. It was really funny. Two people like talking, and in the background, Preston Garvey just bursts into the middle of the conversation and then like runs off. All right, so we've got that. So let's talk a little bit about this price point and the season pass, which apparently is going to go up in price
Unless you buy it now.
unless you
until
buy it
March.
now. Very interesting kind of choice there. So we've known you could buy a season pass for a while, but we had no idea what was in it. They're like, you can buy a season pass. It's $30. We're not going to tell you what you're getting in it yet. Now it's here's some of what you're getting in it, and we can tell you that. But by the way, the price of the DLC is going up. It's going to be $50 unless you buy it right now to make up for the fact it's going to be real big. How do you guys feel about that?
I'm excited. I know people don't like price increases, but there is still time, hypothetically, if you do want to, get all the DLC. But given that they are raising the price, that means that they have more DLC planned. So maybe they didn't think people would invest as much time, or maybe they thought of new things that they wanted to add. And it's just exciting. Like, if this is the first little bit that we're getting, I want more.
Yeah, I'm wondering what the
So-
rest of it's going to be like. I
Right.
mean, what about you, Brennan?
I have to be very guarded. I've been burned before on
Yeah.
season passes, thanks Batman Arkham Knight. And I love Batman, but the $40 season pass deal where they didn't say what it was for a while,
Right.
and they finally did, and they're like, oh, but you get this stuff. And then the DLC turned out to be lukewarm at best.
Yeah.
I mean, Batgirl was really cool, but not for an hour long. Then again, that was a standalone, only like $7 compared to this $25 price point. And we actually know that Bethesda has a pretty good track record of their DLC. I wouldn't even call them DLCs. Like, before the season pass came to be, Bethesda had a lot of expansions.
Yeah.
Shivering Isles was as a big expansion, and that was your other standalone landmass,
Right.
And like the Blood Moon Isle and Morrowind. Like, these things have been going on for a while under a different name, and now they're all trying to put them into one large season pass.
It's marketing language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't remember if there was a season pass for Skyrim and what that price point was, but I know standalone, when Dawnguard first came out, that was $20. And when Dragonborn DLC came out, that was $20 as well. And these were both sizable chunks. One was a giant quest line and new forms, new weapons. One was an actual new area. And then they also had the Hearthfire. So they actually have had a pretty good track record. So I'm a little more inclined to say this could turn out nice, because I've seen what they can do with big DLC chunks.
Yeah.
$50 still is a lot. That's almost the price of the main game. So if we're getting three bigger than Dragonborn sized DLC things, I could see that being worth my time and money, because that's a lot of content.
And then, of course, there goes the things that you don't need to buy the season pass. Like, if you want to wait and see what they have, then that's
Yeah.
always a smart thing to do, too, and just
Yeah.
buy as what you want.
When in
That's-
doubt, just wait.
That's where I fall. I have a lot of thoughts about this. I mean, first off, this is a company that has given us good reason to think that the expansion packs, DLC, whatever you want to call it, that they'll provide, they're generally of a high quality. But even that doesn't protect you from potentially being burned by a material that may not turn out as well as even their best intentions.
Right.
It doesn't always work out. So I tend to be a very conservative purchaser with this kind of stuff. I generally don't buy games until I've read reviews. I don't pre-order hardly ever. I really do try to avoid it. And it's because I feel like I'm really willing to spend a little more to know what I'm getting.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go out and spend, even with seeing this, I don't intend to spend $30 to purchase expansion material when I don't know everything I'm going to get. I would rather wait and spend more knowing what I'm going to get or not spend it all, just like you just said. I feel like I don't have a problem with them changing the price. To me, that's no different than like when you go into a con. You ever buy con tickets and they're $30 if you buy them before one date and they're $50 if you buy them after one date? Fine. You want to price it that way, I don't have a problem with it. But I also hope that nobody expects me to feel obliged to buy it either, and I don't get the feeling that they do.
because stuff that even if you know that you enjoyed the base game, DLC is a tricky beast that could go so far in either direction. You could have when I reviewed Dying Light's DLC the following, it went far and away probably even better than the main game for me. I love the narrative and I loved how that turned out, but then I've seen DLC that, like, for a game I like, that's been just abysmal, and there's no way to tell on a season pass if you're going to get one or the other.
Right. So we are all planning on waiting or not?
I'm getting mine.
You're getting it?
I'm going to get it because I enjoy this game. And I know some people prefer to wait, but I'm invested. I want more. So easy for me.
Yeah, I'll wait. I'll see how it shapes out. I want to see more before I put down money.
Now, here's what's really going to happen, though. I say I'm going to wait, but I'm probably going to have to cover it for IGN. So full disclosure, I'm probably going to end up playing it through the office anyway, and all my arguments are semi-null and void because of that. But
also, a small note.
Yeah.
Not add-on, but that they are updating and overhauling survival mode.
Yes, they are.
Let's talk about that. It's that's actually very important. So they're making it a little more survivey. What's going in there, Miranda?
Yeah. So, according to the website, they're going to update food, sleep, diseases, danger, and more.
Okay.
So sleep is a big thing because that doesn't usually factor into your everyday play.
Right.
This is what I've been waiting for since New Vegas did survival mode, right? I was like, how do you guys see what they did and not put it in your game when you have a survival mode? I was very unhappy, so I'm really glad they listened to a lot of feedback and said, you know what, let's actually make this really far and away an actual survival game, because that's probably one of its greatest strengths, is having that day-to-day exploring wastes and trying to do your best to scrounge for stuff. And if you can just go like, well, I got shot 80 times, but it's going to lie down and be better and fine, whatever. And like going off for like hours, like I love that feeling of like, okay, I've been exploring, man, it's been like 24 hours since I last rested. My rads are getting high. I need some food in me, or I'm going to start like wasting away. I love that aspect of it, and so to be having that those bonuses, those perks, and those flaws from not keeping up on yourself, it gives you so much more immersion, which a game like this really needs. So I'm really happy for that.
Either of you guys ever play roguelikes? Yeah.
Sometimes.
Sometimes? Okay. Do you enjoy the experience of kind of having one shot and having to deal with things like how much food you're eating or where you're going or your status ailments, or do you find it tedious?
It depends on the roguelike. It just depends. Like, there's some that do feel really annoying and tedious with it, though.
Yeah, I mean, there's some that I don't think that do it the best of their ability, but other ones, like I love the feeling of just like you need to plan out. You need to be careful. You need to, if you're going to go on your excursion into this dungeon, you need to make sure you have your supplies, that everything is accounted for, that all possible scenarios that will go wrong are going to happen, and you can prepare to adapt to those things.
And there may be no better feeling in gaming if you're into this kind of game than triumphing in a roguelike situation, in a survival. I mean, beating a roguelike it happens so rarely that it's just one of those, like, I've never ascended in NetHack. I've never pulled it off. And I've done I've never gotten to level 200 in Angband, which are two of the better roguelites. I have beaten Sharon the Wanderer, which is one of the best, by the way. Great game if you've never played it. Sharon's a wonderful way to get into roguelikes. And then there's things like Legend of the Unemployed Ninja. Atlas makes some good stuff like that. But
Rogue Legacy, Darkest Dungeon.
yeah, these are, and here we have an experience where we've got more what feels to me like it might be a DayZ single player. I like that. That seems like a fun vibe. The question I have for you guys is, if you do play survival mode, are you going to try to beat the game? Or are you just going to see how long you last in this world? Are you going to try to reach the end of that story? Or do you want to just kind of go along and see what it's like to try to live in a post-apocalyptic reality?
I think survival is about survival. I think it's the day-to-day going like, okay, I'm going to leave Sanctuary, and my target's going to be to go to, downtown Boston, excavate this ruin and scavenge supplies and try and get back one piece. Okay. That and there is my quest.
Okay.
Yeah. Live it day by day. Yeah, I'd rather not focus on the story, especially since we've already finished it. Just live. How long can you live?
How long can you pull it off? What about that moment where your character dies? Do you scream at the television when you feel like it's cheap?
No, I mean...
No, that's what you're paying for. You're paying for the unpredictability and that any moment can be your last. And I would even go one step further and just delete my character, make a new one, make this a roguelike for me.
Yeah, well, that's how I like to do survival modes. I like to, if I'm going to do it, I like to be all in and feel like if I die, I failed.
Wow.
Yeah, I really like that. I like that idea a lot. If it's going to force me to play by those harsh conditions, I want to jump all the way in. So that's part of the fun for me. All right, so that's I think our Fallout news for the week. Although Brennan's prepared a little something. Brennan, you were scouring the web here. Why don't you present your discoveries?
A new little segment we're calling "It Came from Steam Reviews."
Okay.
If you've never seen them, people once they purchase a game can leave a review on Steam, and they can run the game from informative to I just pre-ordered this and I'm already saying it's a terrible game, thumbs down, to some of the more hilarious things I've seen when you have a small place to write those things.
Now, before the caveat here, before we begin, some Steam reviews, a lot of Steam reviews, a lot of user reviews are great. I love user reviews. Yes. I always read them before I buy games. I think that I like to read reviews, especially that disagree with my assessments of things sometimes, or my pre-assessments, just to get an alternate perspective. But then there are some where they do interesting things, and we're going to look at a few of those here.
A little extra special.
I'm going to protect the names of people just because I feel like...
The names are changed to protect the guilty?
Sure.
Okay.
Or just not said at all.
So it's not that we're not citing you guys, it's just that we're trying to protect you from yourself.
There's also... Right. I'm also going to say that the date that they were posted and how many hours they have on record at this point, which can be... very telling in some circumstance.
Okay.
Like this first one, posted November 9th. If you recall, that's that was right when it came out.
Yeah.
1,955 hours on record. I've nearly finished making my character.
Do you think that's just an error in the system? Or?
No.
Yeah, that's great. All right. What else?
Here's one posted just a few days after the release with currently 180 hours on record. I have lost 10 pounds since starting Fallout 4 because I keep forgetting to eat. 10 out of 10, best fitness game on Steam.
Okay, that's great. I like that one. I like that one a lot.
Another one that was posted in late November after the game released, 100 hours on record. This is the best Skyrim mod I've ever played. Too true.
I like that one. What else?
This one was posted the day after release with 160 hours now on record. Spends 40 minutes on character. Plays game in first person and wears a helmet. 10 out of 10.
These are delightful.
I can relate to that so much. I'm just like, I gotta make it perfectly like me.
Oh, man,
I'm gonna get a combat helmet and never see my face again.
Yeah, I always try to do it so that I can see my character. It's like, what way will she look cool? Felicia has to look cool.
And then you never see him again. This one was posted a little bit after release. Don't worry, the people who enjoy the game are too busy playing the game to write positive reviews. Edit. How is this review helpful? 70% found this review helpful.
There we go.
This one is probably one of my favorites. It's a not recommended, so it is on the downside. This was posted a few, I want to say like a week after its release, with 50 hours on record. The situation is a baby is drowning in a lake. And here are your options in different Fallout games. Fallout 1, ask for more information. Agree to help. Decide not to help. Accidentally say something that pisses off the NPC and fails the quest. Reveal too much information about yourself, causing supermutants to track your vault more easily. Fallout 2, ask for more information. Agree to help. Decide not to help. Accidentally say something that pisses the NPC off. Pop culture reference about the baby.
Okay.
Fallout 3, yes, I will save the baby. Depends on the caps. I will not save the baby. Intelligence perk. The baby is drowning. Fallout New Vegas. I will save the baby. I will not save the baby. Barter 30. Double the caps and I'll save the baby. Medicine 30. Thanks to my medical knowledge, I will easily be able to save the baby. Survival 15 of 30. I don't know how to swim. Fallout 4. Yes. No. Parentheses, yes. Sarcastic, yes. Hate babies.
That's apt. I like that.
It's very apt.
Lovely. That's lovely.
I love Fallout 4, but yeah, that's very apt.
Yeah.
And
funny.
the last
love
one I
Fallout.
have posted the day of the release. It's recommended with 118 hours on record. An old lady with drug addiction told me to build a chair for her. I built a chair for her, and she immediately sat down next to it on nothing. She's just sitting on the air, still asking me to build a damn chair. Drugs are bad.
That's very the opening of Birdman. It's just here floating there. It's
So
kind of
weird.
wonderful.
They came from Steam reviews.
They came from Steam reviews. Oh my gosh, that's absolutely fantastic. So, next segment of the show today, we're here rapidly moving toward the close of the season. Looking right at you. Thanks a lot. We talked a little before this, and we all just said, hey, a couple of things we wanted specifically to bring up that we liked about doing this and that we were grateful for the opportunity. So I'm going to start with Miranda here, if you don't mind. And
Yeah. Thank you guys for indulging me in Deathclaw stuff all the time. Specifically at weird.beard on Twitter was just like, Miranda is definitely the mother of Deathclaws or something of that thing. He posted a thing with like Khaleesi and her dragon, and I was just like, that's me.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and everyone just sends me like whenever there's a Deathclaw mod or something to update on them. I'm just like, yes, Deathclaws. So I really appreciate that. Also, the amazing Curie haikus. That is something I will never forget. It's always fun when you get to be creative with a bunch of people, and I love to see how you guys turned them out, especially because Curie is the best, and we all know it. So thank you.
Thank you so much, viewers and listeners, for that. What about you?
It's selfish, but I have to thank my little friend Brad Whiteside for sending me that Nuka-Cola Quantum. That is the first thing that someone has sent me as a gift because of my position, and it's a really weird and cool feeling to know that I have people who think I'm cool and fans and want to help me out by sending me stuff. Like, that was something I never thought would happen, and I wasn't sure that I was ever going to be a person who could talk enough to be in a podcast. So thank you guys for letting me be on here.
You do well. I'm
And-
so happy to be
And
here.
thanks everyone for supporting us on Twitter, and for the people who gave good feedback, even for our guide when we all worked on the guide, and people saying, "Hey, that map is really cool," and like I spent so much blood, sweat, and tears on that thing, and to know that it worked out in the end, people actually got a lot of help from it, makes my day.
You know, there's a lot for me. I'm thankful to the people that have written to the show, especially. We were weird. We made you do it through Twitter. Please forgive us for that. But there were a lot of reasons for doing that. And as a result, hundreds and hundreds of messages from you guys. Everything from songs about Fallout to funny photo-edited pictures to fan art to just great stuff. And some just the number of encouraging comments, the thoughtful questions. If I didn't read your question or comment on here, please forgive me. I tried to get to all of them, but I missed a lot. And never hesitate to just throw them at me again when the season starts and be like, hey, you missed mine. But thank you so much for that, guys. Also, to you guys who listened and watched, because you got to keep doing this. This is my kind of first experiment with running a show at IGN, and thanks to you and IGN for letting me do this. It was a lot of fun. Brennan, Sean, Miranda, a host of guests that have been on and done wonderful things. It's been a blast. I'm thankful for all of that. And thanks maybe most of all for the jokes. Thanks for all the times you made me laugh.
Yeah.
For you guys and from you guys out there listening and watching. It was special. And again, we're not gone for good. As a matter of fact, I planned this segment before I knew there was DLC coming immediately.
It's like,
so
oh, yeah,
actually,
we'll
it's
be
like
gone for so
sentimental. And no, actually, seriously, keep us in your iTunes feed and your Android because
sure
it's going to be like a month. I think before we're back.
Like, no, don't go. Release the DLC. Info.
No, we're coming back, guys. So you do not have to worry about that. Please don't take us off your feed. Keep rating us. 5 stars remains the appropriate rating. 4 stars, and we'll send Baby Sean to your house. So there's that. Baby Sean tweeted at us again, by the way, guys.
Yay, Baby Sean!
Yeah, and he's still dead, shark eyes. Creepy. All right,
No, poor Baby Sean.
Nope, poor Baby Sean. Oh my gosh.
Maybe he'll be patched in an update to not look so lifeless and
Maybe there'll
creepy.
be a mod, handsome Baby Sean.
All right.
Handsome Sean mod.
So once again, a total diversion. I love doing these. They're silly. They're fun. And I just started them because I love diversions on podcasts, and having a structured diversion struck me funny. I'd love to have a show at IGN just called Off Topic where we do nothing but that. But
That's every day I work.
Yeah, I don't think I would ever be sanctioned. Oh, I wish we had microphones at our desks. It'd be fantastic.
Oh man, that'd be weird.
If we just press a button and it records everything said in the last 10 minutes, like those weird Apple pictures that record things before.
Oh, right.
Which makes me terrified to think about. But anyway, because it means it's already recording. That or they have time control technology. All right. All that said, the final diversion of Season 1 of Vault IGN. I ask you, my dear friends, ultimately, what's the best Fallout game?
Which one?
Yeah.
Again?
Coming
I already
down.
answered this question. New Vegas.
This isn't a diversion. This is back on track.
It is back on track, but I wanted to see what
slipping,
you say.
Jared.
I am slipping. What's the best Fallout game?
It's New Vegas.
Is New Vegas?
Yeah.
Okay. You're the.
Until we get the survival patch and it becomes a whole new ballpark. Who knows? But for me, I really liked how New Vegas handled RPG elements, how they handled diffusing situations, and how conversations could change based on your abilities as a medical expert, as a dumb person, as a survivalist.
Okay.
Like they could take so many different paths. How you could play both factions to your liking, and you could be the guy who comes out on tops by double, triple agent everybody. I love how it did that.
Rita?
Yeah, New Vegas. Like
New Vegas.
I love 4 so much, and I love the other ones too. But Vegas is just so good, and just the setting is amazing.
Do you spend a lot of time? Like we live, a long way from Vegas, but you can do the drive in a day. Do you spend a lot of time out there? I'm curious.
I've been out there a few times actually. So
Okay.
for work and fun when I was younger, believe it or not. We went out there like twice. I remember I won a Spice Girls doll in an arcade. It's a good time.
Spice Girls doll.
Yeah.
Wow. Which Spice was it?
Baby Spice, she's my favorite.
Oh, Baby Spice. That's
The
fantastic.
last I think
Yeah.
I went was like 22, 23.
So, yeah, I wanted to bring. That's an old topic, I realize, but I wanted to get some reflection on it and
Yeah.
go back to there, and because I'm actually going to pull a second one. Fallout 2 is my favorite still.
Yeah.
I think I enjoy that one most of all. The old Fallout games aren't necessarily better, but I like their pacing a lot. That kind of deliberate, slow computer game
Yeah.
pace. I really like that, and I enjoy that. So that was, I guess we could term that a partial diversion. Here's the total diversion.
Jared, you
Oh,
sly dog.
whoa.
I know. It's a weird one. I've always wanted to ask this of people at work, and I knew I would get a weird look and that Max would, make fun of me or something if I did. So if you were a Care Bear, what would your Care Bear name be? And what would the little symbol in your tummy be?
I don't know Care Bears.
What
Well-
names do Care Bears have?
There's Tender Heart Bear, there's Grumpy Bear, there's
So
Sunshine Bear, there's
it's
Friendship
Adjective
bear.
Bear?
Yeah, it's Adjective Bear, and then you have a little logo on your stomach. Like Birthday Bear has like a little birthday cake. So, and Bedtime Bear has a little moon with like the little thing is like sleepy time. Grumpy Bear has a cloud. So if you're a Care Bear, what would your Adjective Bear name be, and what would your little tummy symbol be?
Oh no.
That'd be Sarcasm Bear.
Sarcasm Bear. All right. And what's the symbol for Sarcasm Bear?
I don't know. It could be. It could either be a big middle finger or just a
Wow.
winking face.
Or just a what?
A winking face.
A winking face or a big middle finger.
It depends what the ratings get away with.
I can't wait for the fan art for Sarcasm Bear for Brendan. That's fantastic.
How I survive retail. That's being incredibly sarcastic.
Okay. What about you, Miranda? If you're a Care Bear, you had to think a little longer.
Yeah, you go first.
Yeah. So when I was 5 years old, I became very morose and sad that I realized I was going to grow up one day. So I prayed that God would turn me into Tenderheart Bear so I could be a Care Bear forever. It didn't happen, except maybe
sure?
inside.
You are the friendliest
sensitive little
person
guy.
I know.
Oh, that's Friendship Bear. That's a different bear.
Whatever.
No, I think if I think if I could be any bear I wanted to, it would be. I think. I like the friend thing. I really do like friendship. So there's already a friend bear, but I would kill that friend bear and take its place.
Good.
I would become the true friend bear.
Wow.
So that I think I would be. I think I'd like to be.
You could also be Apology Bear and be sorry for killing him.
Yeah, you wait. I'm Apology Bear. He's right. All right. I am Apology
true.
Bear, and that's my true nature. Apology Bear, and I guess Apology Bear's logo would be my little change jar that I have to put a quarter in every time I apologize at work. So that would be mine.
I decided I'll be Cutie Bear, and it's just cute stuff. I don't know.
Okay, so
That's
how
what I
meta?
like.
So you're already a bear with a tummy logo. So what's
So
the
the thing
cutest
is,
thing?
you put another stuffed animal right there. And that's
All right,
it.
it's just a stuffed animal with a stuffed animal. It's just like
Yep.
it's like turtles all the way down. It's one of those mirrors you look into and you see
A little
into
too
it.
meta
fit
for
it.
me.
All right.
It's a trap.
So once again, Cute Bear, Apology Bear, Sarcasm Bear. Guys, let us know what Care Bear you would be, and you can send us your Care Bear drawings. I'm Petty Comma Jared on Twitter. You are...
At Havoc Grows, and it's Havoc with a K.
And you are...
At Raga_Fraga.
Anything to plug before we're done?
I wrote a review last week for the Dying Light DLC, but then I got really, really sick and couldn't show up in the podcast. So
Okay.
you should go read the review and figure out why I got so sick. It's a pretty good game, DLC. Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, I wrote a review last week for Cobalt. That's not a good game. People weren't happy to hear that wasn't a good game, but that doesn't change the fact that it's not a good game.
I'm still working on Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth because it's really long, and I want to finish it before I review it because that's important to me.
That's a good plan.
So I'm still playing it.
All right, still playing out.
Hopefully I'll be done by the end of the
There we
week.
go. All right, well, that's what's going on there. Once again, to all of you, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for viewing. Thank you for however else you choose to consume this content. Anyway, this is the end of season 1, and until we see you again in about a month, we figure, enjoy your apocalypse.